Welcome to meteorological summer, aka the first day of June. It's just kind of broken down into 3-month time periods, June, July, and August. And of course, as far as the actual first day of summer, that'll be June 21st. But for record-keeping abilities, just break it down into 3-month ranges. Like I said, this will be June, July, and August for meteorological summer, then transition into September, October, November, et cetera, et cetera. But I tell you what, we started off from last night into this morning. This yellow area right here through southern southwest Missouri, 2.5, almost 3 inches of rain falling. Some of that able to come down in just a 12-hour time period. Now, as we shifted to the west part of I-49, really did see it lighten up, but still, this blue area right here, that's just about 1/2 inch, and then through portions of Ottawa into Cherokee County, about 6 to 7/10 of an inch as well. Now, we've got big movement as far as our flood warnings, watches, and advisories go. Let's start with the lime green area right here, and that's where we saw that yellow indicating almost the 3 inches of rain. We've gone from a flood watch to a flood warning, still set to expire later tonight until 8 p.m., but we've already got some low water crossings, especially along Highway 39, that are already taking on water. Now, this area throughout southwest Missouri, whether it be Newton County or McDonald County, it was under a flood watch earlier. That's actually been downgraded. Now a flood advisory, and hopefully we can let it expire at 1:30. Speaking of watches, warnings, advisories that have expired, everything through northeast Oklahoma, it was actually lifted about 2.5 hours before it was set to expire. Checked out the river gauges at the Neosho River. Still a good 7-8 feet before the Neosho flood. So that is just excellent news coming off of the rain that we had late last night into this morning. We're picking up just a couple raindrops here in the far northwestern sector, but it gives you an idea that we will be a little bit more widespread geographically. Now, speaking of rain that we've had, let's take it from the beginning of the year, 18.72 inches. Mother Nature's got a way of evening things out, I've always said. That's only 1/2 inch off our historical norm. So we're right on par since January 1. Now, as far as the month goes, of course, that'd be the previous month, that's about 1/2 inch off. Not too bad at all, but I want to point this out. If we were to take those numbers and change that to 2020, we would be 8 more inches for the month. That's right, that'd be read about 15. And for the year, that thing would read about 28 inches. We had 10 more inches of rain last year in 2020 than what we've experienced so far through our first 5 full months. And another thing that's way off our historical norm, our temperatures should be up into the high 70s, if not low 80s later on this afternoon. We've got a couple 71s that have been thrown up in Yates Center and Chanute. That's actually where they had some blue sky earlier this morning. But where the cloud cover has remained, still 59 is where we're hanging on in Monette and Cassville, and those two have been our coldest communities throughout the course of the morning. 63 with a live look over 7th and Rangeline. Clouds just never wanted to break, nor will they. With the majority of the action moving across the Gulf Coast. They had thunderstorm activity earlier. Luckily, ours just remained as showers. Of course, the flooding going to be our main threat going forward. While the clouds hang around, we're not quite done with the rain as of yet. Future track will show you. We talked about a little action up there in the northwest. Certainly not as intense as what we saw down to the south, but it does linger around. Now, we get a little break here early Wednesday morning, but it's going to refuel. And one thing we'll notice here, now that we start to get warmer on the 7-day forecast, we're going to run one of those where we get the scattered afternoon and evening rains when we get into those peak heating hours. Speaking of heat, how about high 70s all the way into the 80s from Thursday into Sunday? Tanya, Thursday and Friday looking really good. Then those rain chances increasing each afternoon in Saturday and Sunday.
All right. Well, we're in for some more rain, that's for sure.
We get through really tomorrow afternoon, we'd be good to go.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Michael.